Yeah. Check it, yo. You want to squat like me? Your bowels will be moving great. So, welcome, Tommy, to a small yoga lesson. Um, I highly recommend getting yourself a block as well as some a strap. There's a lot you can do with that, and especially when someone is tight in the hamstrings and hips. That's 50% of the body right there. So, having some supportive ways to open up your body and that using props will be very much of use to you. So to have you start, since you don't have a block, I would recommend grabbing just a pillow of some sort or a blanket or even using your mat itself. If you got double mats, you might be able to get away with something like this. You're going to come onto your back and use this right at the base of your spine. You have your sacrum, just kind of like a little pyramid shaped bone right at the base of the spine, right above the tailbone. So not at the very tip end, but you're going to place that little platform at the base of your spine. I'm sure you know some of this. Right onto a block or pillow. And just to start, I would have you just have the hips lightly lifted. A block is preferable because at least for me, although it doesn't, whatever feels right for you. A lot of yoga is going to be having yourself find what is right for you. I can give you some guidance, but the majority of the practice is going to be you leading yourself and you experiencing the posture. So once you've found something, a block, a pillow, something that kind of raises the hips, I would say 4 or 5 inches. These work especially well. They're firm. They don't quite mush down like a rolled up mat will. Just find yourself on your back. You're kind of resting your shoulders. Your hips are lifted. Let your knees fall in towards one another. Walk your feet out a little bit wider than your knees, so your knees will come in. Maybe not quite as wide as your mat. And let your weight rest on the sacrum bone. From here, this is just the start of practice, so begin to disconnect. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. And a slow breath out. Stay connected to your breath throughout the practice. Let your breath lead you. Feel the flow in through the nostrils, out through the nostrils. Relax your face muscles. Begin to connect to your breath, to the moment, leaving all your externals, your phone, the things you do not need to worry about at the moment. Just listening to your breath. Keep your eyes closed. While you're breathing in through your nose, let the air hit the back of your throat, creating a gentle snoring sound. Having that feedback of the sound of your breath, almost sounding like the ocean, will serve as a reminder and also a way to focus on that sound, to reconnect to the breath when the mind wanders. I'll just read a little meditation here. If there's any discomfort, you can just come onto your back, just in Shavasana. But if it feels good, you can just stay there. It's going to be lightly opening up your hips, getting your body connected and ready for practice. begin to settle into your body, especially the abdominal area. Let it relax and gently bring your attention to rest on your breath. Allow the breath to be loose and unrestricted. With each exhalation, feel the weight of the body surrender to the floor, allowing every muscle to release its grip on the bones. Feel the eyes relax and soften, and all the facial muscles release. During today's practice, keep the definition of yoga or union on top of your mind. This is about being integrated and connected and connecting our breath, body, and mind. From this integration comes liberation, and that's when yoga happens. The breath leads this connection. So by staying linked with the breath, we may direct prana, or life force, into areas that are tight, shallow, or shut down. We can then slowly and mindfully build an asana out of the breath's vibration, letting the breath move us. When you work with this purpose, the pose becomes alive, easy and fluid, not forced or stiff or out of breath. Tight edges gently soften. Roughness or shortness of breath is a symptom that you're forcing instead of softening first and letting the breath do its job. So instead of getting yourself into an asana, first get into the breath and then flow with it into the asana. Let your breath be your partner. Become one with it. Follow your in-breath and out-breath. Connect with the breath before you begin to move your body. If you haven't already done so, you can remove the block underneath your hips. You can draw your knees up to your chest, coming into a ball, letting that ball begin to roll out the lower back. You can lightly tuck the chin into the chest, trying to get the whole length of the spine along the floor. Notice how when you chuck your chest, you're almost letting the chest, or tucking the chin, you're almost letting the chest shine forward. It's a way to experience the entire spine. Often we forget that the neck is also an extension of the spine. So you can roll on your back, you can roll up and down, roll side to side. Oh. Grab onto the feet, make a little circle on your back. You don't have to keep your head on the floor, whatever feels natural for you. Just waking up the back, and when you're ready, you can roll all the way up. You can take a few times, or come up to seated when you're ready. Again, if your hips are stiff, I highly recommend a block or having some sort of prop for your hips. A block will let you sit more comfortably in half lotus or just crisscross leg pose. I will have a sheet for you to print off. It's a Sanskrit mantra that in Kundalini Yoga we generally use to start any practice. It's a way to feel the vibration of our own voice, of our own breath, as well as calling to our own mind that to draw out our own inner teacher in ourselves, as well as the mantra is used to stimulate your pituitary gland in your brain. When you are saying the mantra, you want the air to come out of the nose instead of mostly we talk through our mouths, right now I'm talking through my mouth. Now if I talk through my nose, all the vibration comes through my nose instead of really out of my mouth. How now when I out of my mouth, it's projecting. To kind of experience this, I would just kind of hum. That's through the mouth. I can even close my mouth and still. But when I close my nose, I know the sound is coming through my nose. You can go ahead and play with that. Kind of get the idea, I hope. So when we're doing a mantra, this vibration is created on the upper palate, so on your right inside your mouth, which is actually right below the brain pituitary gland. So when we say this mantra, which is Om Namo Guru Dev Namo, it is calling out our inner teacher and paying respect to that part of ourselves. To begin, you can have your hands on your knees, or you can come into Gyan Mudra, which is the index finger and thumb together, sitting up tall. Balance your head over your shoulders. Balance your shoulders over your pelvis. Relax the collarbone, let the shoulders just fall gently together down the back. Shake the chin just lightly tucked in to balance the spine or the neck tall. Take a deep breath in. Feel the expansion in the belly. Exhale it out through the nose. Take another deep breath in. We'll release it to the sound of the mantra. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Take another deep breath in. Let the vibration come out of the lips or out of the nose. Let it feel inside of you. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Rub our hands together. Bow to the inner teacher. And to begin energizing yoga class, we will start by standing in mountain pose. So find your way to standing nice and tall. So to begin, you have your feet about hips distance, about 2 fists apart, toes pointing forward. Go ahead and kind of feel shift your weight around on your feet. And just make it smaller and smaller circles until you find what you would approximate as the entire center of the foot. You should feel that your feet, balls of your feet, the ankles are all pressing. And now by lifting the kneecaps, tightening up the thighs, feel almost like a lifting through the ankles, through the arches, almost creating a triangle, pressing the feet into the floor, lifting up the kneecaps. Hips are pressed just lightly forward. Abdomen is lightly contracted. You're standing tall. Chin is lightly tucked in. Your chest is broad. Let your hands come to the sides, reaching down towards the floor through the fingertips. Shoulder blades are just gently falling down the back. You're shining the chest forward. You're standing as tall as you possibly can, reaching the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. Find a point ahead of you and connect to it. It should be an unmoving point on the wall or wherever you're gazing, and focus your eyes, taking a soft gaze at that point, but feeling very connected to the body. The entire body right now is in Tadasana, which is in mountain pose. You should feel expansive, strong, and tall, just like a mountain. Your whole body almost is engaged. Chest is lifted. The rib cage is reaching off of the pelvis, extending the spine and the crown of the head all the way up towards the ceiling. Deep, expansive breaths. Go ahead and inhale the arms up. Bring the hands together. Exhale through the center, bringing the hands back to your chest. Exhale all the way out, let them circle down. Now reach your arms back, coming in a big circle, like you're Michael Phelps, swimming very slowly through a pool, doing a very large breaststroke. Exhaling slowly, inhaling, reaching the arms back and around in a very large, full range of motion circle. When you reach up to the top, try to touch the ceiling. I'm sure you can. Reaching in all directions as you come, you're bringing your fingertips through the circle. You can just gently speed it up. At the top, reverse the flow now. Letting them come backwards. Big arm circles. Feeling the full range of the shoulders. If there's any pain, don't do the arm circles. Simple as that. The insert. Inhale up, exhale down. Draw the elbows in towards one another. Come back to mountain pose. Now on the next inhale, raise the arms up. And you're going to grab, I'm going to just kneel down so you can see, you're going to grab onto your left wrist. I'm still standing, I'm just kneeling so you can see. Grabbing onto the left wrist. Inhale, pull that arm up with your right arm, stretching it high, reaching tall, and come over onto the right side. Stretching the left side body. Pretend like you're almost in between two planes of glass. It's not about how far you go, it's about keeping that lift through the left side and just gently moving the hips out to the left and feeling the entire stretch along the left side. Keep the breath, connect to the breath. Grow taller, pull the wrists just gently. Inhale back to center. Go ahead and switch the wrists out. Make it exhale. Next inhale, lift the arms straight up. Straighten the arms. Pull that right wrist just gently and come over onto the left side. Push the hips out to the right. You're still maintaining that lift through the entire body up. Just gently coming over onto the side, not taking a very deep bend. Feeling the stretch all on the right side. Coming back to center. Exhale the arms down. Now we will also do a supported back bend. Bring your hands behind your back onto your sacrum, palms together. Draw your elbows just gently together behind your back. Open up the chest. And now I want you to observe where my head is. Again, I'm going to kneel. You can remain standing. So if I just drop my head back from where my head is normally, this is what I feel. This is different than getting my spine into alignment by tucking my chin back just a little bit and then letting my head fall open. Or fall back, sorry. You can and you want the jaw to be relaxed, but just that small cue of pushing the head just gently back, or tucking the chin gently back, and then letting it fall back. You can feel the difference, you can play with that. So before coming into the back bend, keep the chin just slightly back, let it fall back. Your hands are supporting you. Go ahead and push the hips gently forward, lifting the chest up towards the ceiling. Draw the elbows in behind you. Jaw is wide open. Inhale back to center. Very good. A full sun salutation. So for once again, from standing, Tadasana, lift the kneecaps, engage the entire body, lifting up through the crown of the head. Inhale the arms up. We're going to just let the head fall back, gentle back bend with the arms up. Exhale, inhale back to center. Exhale, forward fold. If this forward fold is difficult to you, you can have a block available for you. Inhale, halfway lift. Make the spine long and flat. Reach the crown of the head towards the horizon. Straighten the arms, draw the shoulder blades together. Try to flatten the entire back and exhale, bend forward once more. You can draw the left foot back, right foot forward. This is very difficult for you. You can't drop that back knee. If you keep it up, or if you drop it down, we're going to just gently roll out the hips a little bit, working it in. So just kind of feeling, slight opening. If this is too intense, you can also have like a block underneath the knee. That'll help take a little pressure off. So now from here, you can inhale, look up. Exhale, extend that foot back, coming into a push-up position. I want to see your best push-up position. Draw energy through the heels. Don't let them just hang like this. You want them drawing back. Long line of energy from the top of the head all the way through the heels. Hands right below the shoulders. Shift the weight just slightly forward and then come down so that hands, elbows stay stacked. It's very much better for your shoulders. Inhale, low cobra. So point the toes, lift the kneecaps up off the floor, feet together. Inhale, lift just the back, not pressing into the mat, looking up gently. Straighten the legs. Exhale down. Coming back to downward facing dog. So on the next inhale, push yourself up. Lift your hips up and back. A quintessential yoga pose here. So you want, more important than having your knees or legs straight, if you're having a lot of tension in the hamstrings, bend the knees and shift the hips up and back like you're trying to sit on the ceiling. It's more important that you have a long, straight back, no tension in the neck, let the head hang, fingers spread wide, distribute the index finger knuckle onto the floor, plant it down, let the whole hand have weight, don't have it just in your wrists. If the legs feel like they are very tight, you can kind of shift the weight into the heels, switching the heels, pressing one foot down and then the other, bending into one knee at a time. Then we can bring that left foot up in between the hands. Take your time. Once again, the block is available to you if you need it, or pillow or whatever you have, blanket. And from here, once again, circling out the hips a little bit. Backing it off. From here, inhale, shine the chest a little bit forward. Exhale, bring that foot together, feet together, folding over the legs. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway fold, straight, bring the shoulder blades together, crown of the head is reaching out, back is flat. Exhale, all the way down. Inhale, both arms up, sweeping them high. Touch the ceiling, grow tall. Exhale, hands back to center. That is one Surya Namaskar. You can walk yourself through as many as you want. That will do a full body practice really for you. From standing, interlace the fingers behind your back. You can kind of roll the shoulder blades up towards the ears and down the back, lightly squeezing them together, opening up the chest. Let your right ear come to your right shoulder. Relax the jaw. And you can begin to slowly roll out the neck, letting the head fall forward. Stay connected with your breath, exhaling while your head is forward, inhaling while your head comes back. Relax the jaw. Rolling the neck out. The closer you bring the shoulders behind you, you can kind of feel how that changes the stretch in your neck. If there's a point of a lot of tension somewhere, you can stay there for a little while. Working around the neck. There's a lot of lymph glands around the neck. A lot of that is tied to our immune system, our sinuses, the way we move out different airborne toxins, as well as the circulation up to the brain. That's the gateway. You can switch directions now, and the head come the opposite direction around. Very nice. Take it slow. Follow your breath. Connect to your breath. Keep going. The arms straight now. Draw the shoulder blades together, coming from center. You can draw the hands just slightly away from the back if possible. You will now bend at the knees a lot, generously, until you have your chest almost on your knees. You want your chest on your knees, bent knees. You can draw the hands just over the head, letting the head fall. This is where a strap is very beneficial. If that is very intense, even just using whatever your mat was rolled up with, keeping something in between the hands, makes this an accessible pose for anybody. Opens up the chest and the heart quite a bit. So, the deep opener. You can come onto tabletop position for cat and cow. Again, warming up the spine. Index fingers pointing forward on the mat. Fingers spread wide. Make sure that the knuckle of the index finger is pressed firmly into the mat. Fingers wide. Knees underneath the hips. If you have a mirror, it's a great tool as well. And again, with the head. Right now my head's kind of sinking forward. If I lift it back, keeping the chin close to the chest, and I inhale forward, my chest will shine forward through my arms. On the inhale, on the exhale, lift the mid back up towards the ceiling. Inhale. Keep your chin tucked to your chest, letting the chest, as you look up, draw through your arms forward. Inhale deeply, let the belly hang, and exhale. Creating a wave in the spine, lift the middle spine up towards the ceiling. Round out the back like you're a cat. Press the hands into the mat. And go at your own pace. Take 3 rounds at your own pace. Inhaling, letting the head, chest coming forward. Keep going. Take your final round. Okay. And when you've gotten your final round, for your hips, we'll come into butterfly. So here, if there's any discomfort, again, underneath the knees, blocks are great. Blocks are your friend. You place it under there. Having 2 are very great. And when you're sitting in this kind of seated position, you want to draw the flesh from underneath your bottom. Go ahead and lift it, pull it back. Lift it and pull it up towards your lower back. Helps you come onto your sit bones. You can grab onto feet, pads of the feet together, butterfly pose. Sitting tall at first, if possible, or as tall as you can. Inhale deep. Exhale complete. Bend forward from the hips. When the hips don't come any further, you could begin to curl the spine forward. Drawing your head towards your feet. Inhale up. And this is not about as far as you go, it's about opening up your own body and doing what's right for your own body. Exhale. You can try that one more time. No judgment of your own ability or extent of your asana. Bend forward at the hips, exhaling. Inhale. Very good. We will now come into what I call flagship. It's a side bend, once more. So your hand will be out on the mat, right underneath the shoulder. Hand, knee, so your left hand, left knee, and then your back right foot will all be in a line. So you can kind of check your alignment by looking at your hand, straight below it, distance of your abdomen, and then your right foot is all the way extended. Once you've found a stable position, you can open up to the side, put your hand on your hip. When you feel stable here, you can reach the hand high and reach through that top hand up towards the ceiling. You almost want to feel like your bottom hand is getting light by how far your top hand is really reaching for the ceiling. You're taking some weight off of there, and you can also begin to push your hips up towards the ceiling by pressing your knee down, lifting the hips up, feeling it all along your side. If this feels stable for you, you can let that hand fall above your head, reaching forward and extending the whole body, reaching, and then feeling the back edge of your far foot. Right now it's my right foot, back edge, or the outer edge of that right foot, pressing into the mat, feeling a long line of energy through the fingertips and all the way down to that outer edge of the bottom foot, the right foot. Inhale back to hand under your hip. Exhale, come down, press the right hand into the mat now. Right hand, right knee, and left foot all in a line, down the center of your mat. Bring your left hand to your hip. Open up your entire body to one side wall. Inhale, reach that left hand high up to the ceiling. Feel like you are reaching so far out of those left fingertips that the bottom hand is starting to feel a little bit light onto the mat. Your whole body is extended. Push the hips high up towards the ceiling. Take a breath in. On the exhale, let that left hand fall up over your head, reaching the entire length of the body. Press into that back foot, back left outer edge of the left foot. If you feel unstable, you can just look at your bottom hand. You don't have to look to the side wall. Exhale that left hand back to your hip. Slowly coming out of the pose. Move with your breath. Very good. Now, your big toes will come together. Knees open wide. Let your chest sink towards the floor, coming into child's pose. Push your forehead to the mat. Hands can be out above your head, if that's comfortable for you. Or you can let your hands come to the side. If this is too much for you, you can come into puppy pose, which is just your knees, your butt is up in the air. Once again, hands up above your head. Let the chest melt, forehead out onto the mat. And over time, well, actually, if you want the hips a little bit wider, you can have the knees still wide. And over time, whatever feels right for you, shifting that weight back. If that's a lot of pressure on the knees, I'd recommend a blanket underneath the knees as well. If this is easy for you, you can put your chin out on the mat, drawing your chest closer to the mat, to the floor. With the chest, take a few breaths there. Feel what the breath feels like in this posture. Notice your own body and its response. Are you out of breath? How is the breath? What's the quality of your breath? Okay. Now, come all the way down onto your belly. We'll once again do low cobra. Point the toes, lift the knees off the floor. Inhale, look up, lift up. Just the lower back, not pressing into the hands. Exhale down. Come back into downward facing dog. So hips or hands are right by the chest. Lifting up, push up. Draw the hips up and back. Once again, you can bend the knees quite a bit. Walk up the ankle, or press the heels down one at a time. Walk up the hamstrings a little bit. Let the neck hang, no tension in the neck. Drawing those hips long extension through the entire spine. And it's less important that you have your legs straight. More important that the spine is long. You're pressing with your hands. Um, roll the elbows, the soft bend of the elbow, forward towards your fingertips. That'll keep your shoulders better in a line. From here, we'll try upward dog. So shifting the weight all forward, let your hips come down towards the mat. And let your knees rest. And let your chest shine up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Very good. And we'll come back down into child's pose or puppy pose. So, once again, puppy pose is here. Child's pose if it's accessible. Big toes together, knees wide. Sink the hips back into the heels. So again, connect to your breath. Take 2 breaths here. The next exhale, come and find yourself on your back. You can now plant your feet right below your bottom. Your fingertips may be able to touch your heels. From here, you can lift your hips up. We're coming to bridge pose. Interlace the fingers underneath the body if that's possible. You can walk the shoulders closer together. That will allow you to come up onto your shoulders. Now press, don't let the knees splay wide. Keep the knees about hips distance. Inhale, lift, push the hips up towards the ceiling. The higher you lift, the more they come towards your chin. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Slowly bring the entire body down, 1 vertebrae at a time. Very good. You can let the knees fall in towards one another. Now draw the knees up towards the chest. Hug the knees in. If your head is lifted off the mat, you should probably find a blanket or a pillow for support. If you can, try to keep the spine long along the floor. Okay. And now extend the left leg, plus the right foot onto the left knee. Left hand onto your right knee. Draw it across the body, spinal twist. Just let that knee come falling towards the side. You don't have to pull it. Look out over your right hand, right shoulder. Twisting the body to the left. Looking right. Come back to center. Switch legs, so left foot on top of the right knee, right hand on top of the left knee, drawing it across the body, letting it fall to the right side, looking out over your left hand, spinal twist. And back to center. Very good. Okay. And draw your feet in towards your chest. Let your head come towards your knees. Drawing yourself into the smallest ball possible. Squeeze the knees. Squeeze all the muscles. Take a deep inhale. And exhale. Release everything towards the mat. Come into Shavasana. Feet just about hips distance. Hands comfortably at the sides of your body. You can lightly tuck the shoulder blades in towards the spine. Close your eyes. Once again, feel the rising and falling of the belly. Let the facial muscles relax. Let your jaw relax. Bring an awareness to your toes, your ankles, your shins. don't need to move them, but just aware of the muscles. And imagine that their grip on the bones just gently softens. Coming up to your knees, your thighs. Relax those parts of your body. Up to your hips and abdominals. Letting them just relax. Turning into dark nothingness. Your palms of your hands, your wrists, your forearms, elbows, biceps, and shoulders, sinking into the floor, being out of awareness. Relax the collarbone, your neck, your jaw. Relax your cheeks. Relax your forehead. Relax behind your eyes. Relax your lips and your nose. Relax the scalp. Let the body just release. Let it sink into the floor. And just connect with your breath. On the inhale, think of the expansion three-dimensionally of the air entering your body, expanding your lungs. Feeling the rise of the belly button. On the exhale, letting it fall gently, naturally. Feel supported. Know that your body is functioning for your own well-being. It's working all the time for you. Be thankful for all that it does for you. Stay connected to your breath. We'll have to begin to waken the body. If you have the time, you can take a little more in Shavasana. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, roll the wrists, roll the ankles, one way, roll them out the other. Gently coming back to the body. Inhale the arms above the head, full body stretch. Exhale. Gently roll to one side, keeping the eyes closed. Coming into fetal position. Using your arm as a pillow for your head. Taking just a breath here. You press your right hand into the floor. Coming to seated. Keeping your eyes closed. Sitting tall. Once again, you can find your block or roll up an edge of your mat to sit on, to just gently lift the sit bones if you need it. Come into, bring your hands to your chest. Go ahead and rub your hands together. Once you build a little bit of heat, know you have the potential to shift energies in your body. You feel a little heat between your hands. Press the thumbs towards the sternum. Press the hands towards one another. About 5 to 10 pounds of pressure. Sit up tall. Sure the head is stacked over the shoulders. Shoulders above the pelvis. Keeping the eyes closed. Well, actually, you'll need your card to read from. Closing prayer. May the long time sun shine upon you. We're going to sing it. Again, your voice is a tool for your own spiritual awakening as well as a vibration for your own body to experience inside of itself. No one else, nothing else can do that for you besides your own breath, your own voice. So the more you sing, the more you focus on that vibration that you create inside, the more it can serve you. So On an inhale, deeply inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Sigh it out. Another big inhale. You can read from the card. Sing along with me, Tommy. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. This time, sing it for anybody that you may want to send vibes or energy towards. Inhale deeply. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Thank you very much for letting me lead you through this practice. To all the teachers, past, present, and future, thank you. Show my gratitude. Namaste. Thank you so much, Tommy. If there's anything that you'd like to change in the practice or any questions, feel free to email me. Satnam does mean truth is my identity. I believe that will be broken down on your card, but I'm not entirely sure. Hopefully this is a nice little meditation for you, or a quick yoga lesson. Hope you enjoy.